China's plan to break the US dollar by building up coalitions of like-minded countries. It's like the Legion of Doom, just less colorful. Welcome to China Uncensored. I'm Chris Chappell, and this episode is sponsored by MOVA globes. These are really amazing globes that spin on their own without cords or batteries. And whether you get this blue and gold model or one of the other great world map designs, you can enjoy the beauty of our planet and see the locations of all the countries China is trying to align itself with. Because lately, China's been trying to set itself up as the center of a new world order, one that stands in direct rivalry to the United States. That's what's behind BRICS, an economic coalition of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. It describes itself as an alternative global order to challenge the dominance of traditional institutions, aka West-led systems. China loves that. The West is always talking about things like international law, human rights, not using rape as a form of torture. That's why China wants to break the West's grip. This year, the BRICS summit is being held in South Africa. Sadly, Putin couldn't make it in person. He had to attend virtually to avoid war crimes arrest. But Xi Jinping was there, and he met personally with South Africa's president, and was even awarded the Order of South Africa for China's historic support of South Africa's liberation, which is much nicer than the souvenir you get for supporting China. I supported China and all I got was financial ruin in this lousy t-shirt. The focus of the summit this year was on de-dollarization. Basically, these countries want to break the dollar's grip on international trade. China's been trying to do that for a long time. And of course, China suggests its currency, the yuan, could be the alternative. Of course, when the Chinese Communist Party talks about breaking the US dollar, it doesn't frame it as promoting a communist authoritarian new world order. No, the West is evil, hegemonic even. China, on the other hand, will work with BRICS for openness, inclusiveness, and win-win cooperation. And don't forget about the international equity and justice. Inclusiveness, equity, justice. That language sounds familiar somehow. But BRICS is just the start for China. It turns out there are plenty of countries that don't love the US, many of them authoritarian regimes, and China wants to lead them all. China is pushing to expand BRICS to include even more countries. And over 40 countries, sick and tired of the Western-led world order, are clamoring to join. They view BRICS as an alternative to global bodies viewed as dominated by the traditional Western powers, and hope membership will unlock benefits including development finance and increased trade and investment. More than 20 of them formally applied for membership, but at the end of the summit, BRICS invited just 6 countries to join. These include Argentina, Ethiopia, the UAE, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, and even Iran. Wow, I can't imagine why Iran would rather work with China than the US. But is BRICS really China's key to beating the US dollar? Keep in mind, a lot of these countries are also suspicious of China. I'm looking at you, India. The South African president even said, "We will not be drawn into a contest between global powers." But that could be wishful thinking. There is a new Cold War, and gradually the world is dividing into two sides: the free world and the communist bloc, led by China. And as long as the C in BRICS stands for China, there's no escaping the contest between global powers. At least they'll give you this lovely, "I supported China and all I got was financial ruin in this lousy t-shirt. And this episode has been sponsored by MOVA globes. I've talked about MOVA globes before. I love the technology. It spins automatically powered by ambient sunlight. When you pick it up, it keeps spinning, and when you put it back on its base, it corrects its motion. Now, MOVA has dozens of other cool designs too. Plus, they're made in Taiwan. And MOVA Globes has a special offer for China Uncensored fans. Apply our special code China Uncensored at checkout for extra savings. So, click the link in the description below and pick your favorite version. When you buy a MOVA Globe, you'll also be supporting your favorite show about China. So click below to check out MOVA Globes and use the code China Uncensored. Once again, I'm Chris Chappell. See you next time.